My name is Nayaswami Devarshi. I would like to welcome you to the Speaking Tree channel, where we have many videos here talking about ways that we can live better in this very stressful world that we live in today. There are very many good tips and exercises that you can practice. So welcome to the Speaking Tree channel. And today I'll be sharing a few things about how to deal with stress in today's world. We have so many stressors in our lives, and I'm going to talk more about the stresses that people give to us, because so much of the stress that comes from human relationships, friendships, family relationships, and how we deal with those relationships. One of them is the peer pressure that comes from friends, and how we try to fit in today's world and in groups of people, especially going to school. Every school that I've ever seen and grown up with, but also heard about, there's groups, there's in-groups, there's popular kids, there's kids who are less popular. I think everyone growing up asks, where do I fit in? And I think even adults ask the same question, where do I fit in this world? And you will find that those who really rise above just trying to be popular and just trying to work on more artificial, superficial means of being popular, they develop human qualities. Nowadays they call these soft skills, but really it's how to be a better human being. And you will find that those who have a lot of friends tend to give friendship to others. And you'll see that if you look back in your life, there are certain people that you remember because of those qualities that they had. And those qualities, those sort of higher human qualities, tend to create a magnetism that draws true friends. Because we're not just looking for popularity, we're looking for true friends, people who we have a compatibility with, people who we have a harmony with. And the way to work with that is to give friendship to others. If there's any quality or something that you would like to have more of, the best way to get it is to give it to others. If you want friendship, give friendship to others. Look for someone who is lonely, maybe who is unpopular, for whatever reason. Give them friendship, give them encouragement, and you will find that if you do this over and over again, that you start attracting true friends in your life. Now, there's some other stressors in life, especially going to school, and one of them is the pressure of having to speak up. Because some people are very, very shy, they're very quiet. I was this way growing up. I was always very quiet. I was the very last person who would ever speak up. It's very strange because now I find myself giving lectures and talks before sometimes a few hundred people. I give several talks in a week at various times. Yet when I was growing up, I was about the shyest person that there was. In fact, the very first time that I ever had to speak, it was I was maybe 14 years old. And I had to speak before a very small group of people, but I was on the stage. And all I had to do was introduce someone or something, I can't remember. But I was so nervous that as I was standing there, my knees were shaking so violently that I thought I was going to fall over. That's how nervous and scared that I was. And nowadays it's very easy and natural for me to speak. And it simply comes with practice. If you find yourself nervous about speaking up in a class or giving a talk, I would say face that fear by putting yourself in situations where you have to speak up. Learn debating, learn public speaking, and you'll find that you can turn your greatest weakness into your greatest strength. It takes courage, and one of the qualities that it takes is another sort of a skill to develop. And that is, don't worry too much what people think about you. We spend too much time worrying that everyone is watching us and judging us, especially growing up with a lot of peer pressure from students, from teachers and others. And so don't waste time worrying too much about what others will think about you. I had a friend who once said that he noticed over the years that in about the first 20 years of his life, he was always worried about what others were thinking about him. Then he said during the next 20 years of his life, he started worrying less and less about what others thought about him and developing inner strength. He said it wasn't until he got into his 50s and 60s. He realized that all that time growing up, people couldn't care less about him. They were thinking about themselves. They weren't judging him. They were never watching him. And so just trust that, don't worry what others think. Be yourself. My own teacher, Swami Kriyananda, he very often used an expression that was a paraphrase of a great poet. And what he would say is, he would say, "To thine own funky self be true." And what he was saying simply was, be yourself. Everyone is different, and you don't want to try to be a copy of somebody else. You want to be the highest version of your own self. So work on developing and understanding who you are, the qualities, the unique way that you were created, the unique personality, the unique strengths that you were given. Work on developing those. And in that way, you will become the highest version of yourself that you possibly can be.